Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today in Division 2 we're going to be breaking down the latest news for you guys. We have a Resident Evil crossover event coming that's going to be replacing what Codename Nightmare is into a apparel event. It isn't the worst thing, but I am a huge Resident Evil fanboy for life and that's just the way it's going to be. We also have a new manhunt and all that stuff and we're going to get into that. But before we do, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe, and if you like the video, smash that like button. Alright, first off, let's get into the manhunt. So the new manhunt target is Magnus. This is the third one. We are so close to Fei Lao, and I hope they really end it with a bang. I hope we get our own mission, but it might just be recycled content. But that's okay, because I really just want to see Fei Lao get taken out. I just never liked her as a character. But if you haven't logged on yet this week, it is a good time, because you're going to get those free 15 shade levels, especially if someone who hasn't hit 1,000, like myself. I am very close. I think I'm like 20 or 30 levels away and I'll be finally done and I can actually play the game. As of the last couple of seasons, we've been getting a lot of lore with the new comms coming from the manhunt, although this one didn't really give us that much of lore. It was just some funny comedic comms, so if you didn't get a chance to check that out, I would go check that out, listen to that, especially if you just skip past it. It is kind of funny and gave me a little bit of a chuckle. And we do have a date for the new patch that is going to be coming out. That is like the mid-tier patch. It's going to be 12.1 and it's mostly going to affect console users, which is a really good change for you guys. So if you have the new generation, if you have the PS5 or the new Xbox and you didn't have to buy it off a scalper, or you're just waiting till they're actually in stock, then you'll be able to play at 60 FPS and 4K. And even if you don't have a 4K TV, honestly, just being able to play Division 2 in 60 FPS is very refreshing. It's just the way it should be, and I'm glad they are finally taking that next step. Now, we will also be seeing changes to the optimization station when that patch goes live, and that's going to be February 2nd. How much they're nerfing it, I don't know, but hopefully it's a good chunk, at least like 30%, maybe even more. That way we can start optimizing things, because it's just way too expensive. I was trying to optimize the FAMAS, and I think I got like 2 or 3 into it, and I'm just like, I don't want to grind out assault rifles. I'm at what I need to grind out like 300 to get to my next tier, and it's just not fun. And that will be a good change. We'll be able to do a lot more things, and especially the game is at this point, we should be able to optimize a lot, not too much, but enough where looting is still enjoyable, and then we can still actually optimize things we get, because honestly, getting a good AR or a good SMG can be very hard to come by. Alright, let's get into Codename Nightmare finally. And when they turned it into an apparel event, I really had low expectations. I was getting really excited that we might actually go into Kenley, maybe we'd go after some hunters. We didn't really actually know what was going to happen, and I was actually pleasantly surprised, because we're getting a Resident Evil apparel event. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a hardcore Resident Evil fan. You go look at my Steam library. I have been playing this game since the Sega Saturn. Yes, I owned a Sega Saturn, and I had Resident Evil on that. I had it on the PlayStation 1. I have been playing this game forever. Every time a new game comes out, good or bad, some of the remakes have been good, and some have been like terrible, like Resident Evil 3 remake. I think it was the worst remake they ever did, which I don't get, because Resident Evil 2 remake was such an amazing game. But I am getting off the point. Let's get back to the apparel event. Now, during this apparel event, we just have to log in, and you're going to want to make sure you log in during it, because you're going to get a special uniform. I think it's a Leon uniform. And then we're going to be able to grind out the different uniforms. I saw Hunk. I would love for them to put in a Nemesis mask. Let us go after like a hunter with a Nemesis. That'd be awesome. Have those nice little scars going across our face, those staples in our eyeballs. I would love to see that, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we're definitely going to be able to dress up as Jill. Of course, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for my character to be dressed up as Jill. Any male characters I have, definitely going to soup them out, either as Chris or Leon. It just really depends. Now, this is going to be nice because it's also going to be lining up with the Guardian Reanimated event. So I think, honestly, they wanted to do a zombie thing and they just couldn't do it. I don't know why. If it was resources, I kind of don't think it was resources, because usually these DLCs and this stuff is planned out way ahead in advance. Maybe there was problems, because I knew back in the day, Tom Clancy, when he was actually alive, they couldn't actually take the contract unless it was like close to realism. So maybe that's a thing. But honestly, since Rainbow Six did something with zombies a little bit back, I really don't think that is anything anymore. And since Wildlands had the Predator, that's probably not even close to it. So what I'm thinking is maybe they didn't have the resources, or maybe they just did it and it just wasn't that fun. It would have been better, I think, for the community. I think the whole community response is they wanted to see Kenley College turn into survival with hunters, but that just didn't happen. I would love to see them take it into almost a little bit of a science fiction aspect, just because they'll be able to do so many different things with the game, whether it comes to mechanics, to raids, to missions. If you add in just a little bit of science fiction, you can definitely stretch the limits and make encounters a lot more fun, instead of just, oh, we just need to shoot this guy, break his armor. Although a lot of the player base probably wouldn't accept these zombies and want to spice things up, you know, Division isn't really based in too much realism. How much bullets do we carry on us? Like 1,500 to 2,000? Carry 100 bullets on you and tell me how heavy that is. It's just not going to work. We take 1,000,000 bullets. I know it's a game, but really you can't say, oh, it's too realistic. You want something realistic? Go play some Tarkov. Go do something like that. Then you can say, okay, yeah, we need to stay to realism. But I really always felt like they needed to stretch the truth a little bit and make encounters just a little more fun, because they always try to embrace those MMO aspects, but there's not really much they can do. And maybe that's why they want to bring in Star Wars, but we just don't know. We don't really know what's going on for year 3. I really hope they announce something very soon. Not only for my sake, but I think for the whole community's sake, because if you go on Reddit, everyone is freaking out like the game is dying, it's going to be dead. They don't care about it. They really need to address this soon, and I hope they do something about it. They just can't keep us like, oh, we don't want to say anything. Ubisoft doesn't want us to say anything. You guys need to make up your mind. Let us know what's going on. We have a lot of other shooter looter games coming out. And if they're just going to be like, yeah, we don't want to mess around with this anymore, we're going to keep it on life support, they need to let the community know. But I really, honestly, like, in my gut feeling, I feel like there is a year 3 coming. So I wouldn't get too worried about it. I don't think they're going to put their franchise in the garbage, because we don't even know when Star Wars is coming out. We don't know when all this stuff is coming out. And hopefully we're going to just get some news when the new patch comes out. We're going to have the state of the game soon, and they're going to have to answer it. It's going to be on Twitch. I really hope it's on Twitch and they just don't put a video out on YouTube and be like, yeah, we don't want to answer any questions. That would be very poor taste, and especially how fragile the community is right now. So honestly, I just hope we get news on year 3 soon. I know it's been COVID. I know there's been things like this that have slowed everything down, but we really need an answer sooner than later. So as soon as this new apparel event goes live, you'll be able to get the new Resident Evil stuff. We're going to be hunting down Fei Lao soon. So hopefully when all that comes out, we're going to get that state of the game. They're going to give us some answers. We're going to know what's going on with the future, just to calm down the community. But what do you guys think? I know the apparel event is kind of a letdown, but at least it is something nice. It's a Resident Evil themed, and it's nice for me just because I'm a super hardcore RE fan for life. I don't know about you guys. Would you guys prefer like a hunter, a survival, Kenley College would actually get revamped, or were you looking forward to something zombie-esque, which would have been nice and would have stretched the limits, but I don't know what they really would have done with it, and maybe it just wasn't fun enough to play. Would love to know what you guys think about this, and if you guys are looking for any other videos, I do build videos, tutorials, and of course I cover Division 2 news, everything for old players to new players and everything in between. And thanks again for watching.